What is this called again? Right, ready? All right, ready, here we go. Yeah. Hello, welcome back to Ask Dogfish. We are here in the treehouse. These things here are functioning hand chopper offs. Oh man, do they function anymore? See these? And if I don't say the truth, it'll rip my fingers off. You have to say the truth when you're in the treehouse. So I'm going to answer some random questions from friends of our brewery as truthfully and quickly as I can. First one's coming in from Jacob Gyron at Jake Gyron. He asks, how did you come up with the name Dogfish Head? So there's one that we always take for granted, those of us that work here, and, we realize it's a pretty goofy name if you don't know the context. A lot of folks on the East Coast are familiar with Hilton Head off the Carolinas. Dogfish Head's a jut of land where I was lucky enough to spend my summers growing up. It's a jut of land off of Boothbay Harbor, Maine. And when I told my parents that I wanted to open a brewery, I was on a jog with my father. And he's like, hey, Sam, how are your writing classes going? I was going towards a MFA in writing, thinking about enrolling in an MFA. And I said, well, my classes are going pretty good in writing, Sam, Dad, but I've decided I'd rather be a professional brewer. And I thought he was going to, stop running, freak out, but he didn't lose stride. He said, Dogfish Head would be a good name for a brewery, because we were passing the sign that said Dogfish Head when I told him that's what I wanted to do. So in one sentence, I got my dad's okay to follow my passion and my dream and open a brewery. And I also got the name of our brewery. And we love it because it sounds kind of whimsical and irreverent. And it's not tethered to geography as if we called Dogfish Head Delaware Brewing Company or Rehoboth Brewing Company. So that's why we're called Dogfish Head. And stay tuned, there's going to be some cool things coming up this summer that ties us to our main roots even further. Okay, next question is from Andy at Andy311X. And this is, I hear there is a lot of unreleased footage from Brewmasters. Will it ever see the light of day? Brewmasters, for you, those of you that don't know, Brewmasters is a show that we had a blast doing. It aired on Discovery, I don't know, about 5 or 6 years ago. We were very, very proud of that show. It showed the passion and talents of all my coworkers and how fun it was to bring all these beers back to life and experiment the way that we do. But it was also an awesome lesson in how the world's largest TV networks interact with the world's largest brewing companies. And we got a really interesting lesson in how all that works. But we were very proud of the show. It was done by the folks that produce Tony Bourdain's shows. And the guy who actually produced the show, the showrunner, the day-to-day guy, is someone that we got another project that we're really, really excited about that we will be shooting this spring and hopefully airing this summer. We did learn a lesson. It will not be on a major TV network, but it'll be on a major online portal. And we've also learned episode lengthwise instead of the standard 22-minute episode or 44-minute episode that airs on episodic TV with commercial breaks. These will be 8 to 10-minute episodes that we're doing on this show because of your millennials and your terrible, terrible ADD. Since I started this sentence, 9 of you motherfuckers, 9 of you nice people stopped listening to me and started playing the Angry Birds and checking your Snapchats. So we're going down to 8 to 10-minute episodes. Really fun show coming this summer. Okay, last question of the day would be from our pal JW at Senator 48. I love it when U.S. Senators take the time to ask us these questions. This one is, annually, how many test batches don't make the grade to be consumed by the public? Awesome question. We're so lucky here at Dogfish to have a Batman utility belt chock full of really cool brewing options. We have a half-barrel brewing system to play around with and do an R&D batches on. Here in Milton, we do something called small batch brewing, where any of our coworkers will buy ingredients, and any 3 coworkers from any department can come and brew wherever the hell they want, and we serve it to each other at Beer 30, which is when we stop working every Friday at 4:30 and we drink together. Oftentimes we're trying one of our coworkers' small batches. So that's a fun creative process. We have a 2-barrel brew house down at our pub in Rehoboth, where I get to do a lot of the R&D and experimental brewing that I love to do. I'm proud to say I don't even know how to brew on our two biggest systems, the 100-barrel and our 200-barrel brew houses here in Milton. I'm the least academically trained or technical trained person at our brewery. So those guys run the big systems, but I love playing around still on the 2-barrel system. This week, tomorrow, I'm going to brew a really super hoppy, very dark IPA tomorrow. And then Saturday, we're bringing back Squall. We're going to brew a batch of our Squall, one of our most beloved past batches, and reinvigorating a very old school form of continual hopping. So that's something coming up this week. But I would say that maybe counting all our small batches and things that we know we're only going to do one of, I'd say maybe one recipe out of 3 that we do here makes it to a second batch. Oftentimes we're doing these small batches, these one-offs at the pub and in small batch brewing, that we love that these can be snowflake beers and everyone's a little different from each other. Only do we think about, you know, something that we want to move towards broad distribution in the future, do we start doing repeated batches to dial in. So we've been lucky that we've become more experimental as we've grown because we have these awesome tools, this bat belt full of awesome R&D equipment to get really, really experimental. So come visit us, try the small batch stuff we have going at our Rehoboth Brew Pub, and occasionally belly up with us in Milton to try the small batches that my coworkers get to make. Those are the answers. See you back at Ask Dogfish. Happy 20th anniversary to us. Cheers.